My name is Susan Felch, and I am the executive editor for the Calvin Press. So the Calvin Press is a small organization, and it functions under the auspices of the Calvin Center for Christian Scholarship. What its goal is to publish the writings of faculty members at Calvin, but it's particularly interested in publishing material from Calvin faculty that can be read by a wider public. So our signature series, the Calvin Shorts, is a series that is intended specifically for Christian lay people, to introduce them to a particular topic, one about which there is often perplexity, questions, or perhaps myths, that we want to help people think better and live more wisely in a particular area. So when I first had the idea of developing the Calvin Shorts, I thought about a Kindle Single, something that you could read on your electronic device while you're standing in line at the airport, and that you could finish reading on a 2-hour flight to Washington, D.C. I had a very specific parameter sort of in mind for this, because I thought that Christian lay people are interested in a lot of different topics, and they want to know how to think well and act wisely, but they don't have a lot of time. So what we're particularly interested with the Calvin Shorts series, which is our signature series, is to give small bite-sized books and short chapters. The chapters are about 2,000 words each, and the books are about 15,000 words, so you actually can read them in an evening or on a 2-hour flight. And they're intended, even though they're short and they're written in simple language, to give you a really good sense of what is at stake in a particular area. So not only can the Calvin Shorts be read in a short amount of time, but we've deliberately created them to be good discussion starters. So each one of them has 5 to 7 chapters, and we think of each one of those chapters as a good discussion starter for a Sunday school class or another church group, for a reading group. Perhaps even some of our folks have suggested just invite some friends over for dinner and have a conversation about a Calvin Shorts that you've all read ahead of time. So we are deliberately hoping that these books can be used in reading groups, people of all ages. Also in the classroom, we think that these are very helpful books as supplementary texts in the classroom, and we're encouraging people to use them that way. We're developing some teaching materials that will go along with the Calvin Shorts, so that will enable people to better use them in these pedagogical situations. In addition to the Calvin Shorts series, we also publish a limited number of other books. So we have a series of books that we've published in association with the Calvin Center for Christian Worship, including the book Teach Us to Pray, which many families as well as churches have used with their young children. It's a liturgical way to work through the whole year in prayers, in psalms, in songs with your young children. We also have some picture books that we have done with the Calvin Center for Christian Worship as well. In addition to those books, we publish some other books by Calvin faculty that are very helpful. We have a logic book that's used in philosophy classes that our Department of Philosophy professors put together. We have a new book coming out very soon that will update the questions about creation care and stewardship. This one is called Beyond Stewardship, so it will be a nice bookend to our very first book in 1980. And we have other books as well, particularly about how to develop good cultural consciousness across cultural differences. And so we have a number of books that relate to that, as well as books on new urbanism and design. The books are eclectic. They cover a broad range of topics because our faculty are interested in a broad range of topics. So we're really very happy that we're able to provide this means of getting Calvin faculty voices outside of the classroom and into the world at large.